Can you believe that he's right there?
I can't believe she's right there.
Yes, you can. Whenever I hear that somebody is like, oh, she's your biggest fan, you know, I'm your biggest fan, I'm like, sure. You don't think that when that person says that they actually mean it, because there's so many people and that's great. But honestly, if I'm being real, having seen the people that are my fans and stuff, and seeing my brother as a fan of Green Day, it was like another level. He literally was you, like basically like a downgrade of you. A downgrade of you. I remember coming across it because he would just be playing it as loud as fuck every day, everywhere, all the time.
I had older siblings. I got a lot of their music too. So anything from the Beatles to Fleetwood Mac to Black Flag and stuff like that. So I just absorbed everything. So that's kind of the same experience.
It's exactly the same. I got all my music from my parents and my brother, and it was a range from like the Beatles and like Green Day and like My Chemical Romance and shit, and like, you know, Lana.
Where does hip hop come in?
That was like around when I was 11, 12, and I just felt like I'd been missing this world. I remember finding like Childish Gambino and Tyler, the Creator, and just feeling like, wow, this is what I've been needing to have.
I think it's great because like with all of those influences that are coming from different people, and it's almost like you're part of a generation where music becomes like genre fluid.
Yeah.
Where it's
I can't stand that. Ugh.
What's that?
Genres. Just like that. Ugh. I bet it was hard to kind of be in a world where it was only genres. Like, that's what I think, because right now, it's true, it's like there's kind of no limit to what genre you can put yourself in, and, you know, you can make kind of anything now, I feel like.
I follow Maria McKee, she's this great solo artist. She was in a band called Lone Justice. She posted something about Billie. It was like a festival. You were playing, and then all of a sudden you got everybody to jump at the same time. That's when I discovered you for the first time. And then I was like, holy shit, her fucking music is really good. And then I noticed that her name was spelled with an I-E. I reposted something. I said, does anybody know how I can get this merch? And then...
It's the craziest day of my life. He posted this picture of me, and at the time with like a couple of my friends, and I was wearing this bandana that just said Billie. I actually thought it was a fan account for him posting it. Like, oh, I want to get this bandana because it says Billie, and that's the same name. But then I was like, hold on, this is really...
It was me, yeah, no.
It was him.
Me, when I was writing music when I was really young, it was always important to me to be able to feel like I'm writing songs that I can sing 20 years later. And that's what creates longevity for people, I think.
I remember having this conversation with my mom about like Bury a Friend, and how we were like, no one's gonna give a fuck. Cause it's like, you know, the lyrics are, I wanna end me. That's the chorus.
I'm always gravitate towards music that sounds like freedom, an earnest person that's expressing themselves. And that song, you're talking about death. And that's as real as it gets. Just like the lyrics were very real. And that's really important in music, is to be real, especially when you're surrounded in things that sound synthetic and not real.
I've been actually surprised that people like my music. When Ocean Eyes came out, I remember a couple days, like a day after it came out, it got like 1,000 plays. Like on SoundCloud, it says like 1,000 plays. Right. And I thought that was like the craziest thing.
Whatever happens to someone when they first get popular as a musician, it's like that feeling of the first time never happens twice. You have to kind of keep creating new stuff to kind of keep things like interesting in your life, I guess. Which is hard because it's kind of, that's the golden carrot that people dangle in front of your face, is like, do I want to sound like somebody else so that I can stay relevant? Yeah. When it comes down to it, as an artist, I have to like, I have to wake up and look at myself every morning and respect like what I do. When I saw you play, it was such a good show. Like I was like, I mean, everybody was singing along in this way. I was like, it was kind of like going to like a football game in England, like a soccer game, but they were singing along to like dark stuff, which that was even cooler.
I had never been more conscious of myself during a show than knowing that Billie Joe Armstrong was in the crowd.
Were you really? I'm sorry.
No, it was like, it wasn't bad. I just didn't realize that I had never felt so like, oh my, like, I don't know.
That was a great show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was good.
Thank you for coming to it.
Yeah. Do you have bad shows?
Yeah, but I will say though that the bad shows are still
It's all good.
good.
Having an off night on a show is basically like having an off day. And it's like now, it's like if I have an off show, I kind of don't care. Things are supposed to be messy. Life is messy. But that's the part of like what music that always, especially what drew me to punk, is it's all one big zitty face imperfection that makes, you know, it's like taking trash and making it
Zitty
beautiful.
face.
You know.
I don't know, there was a period where I was like, do I even enjoy music? You know, traveling and being alone all the time, never seeing anyone, and then even when you come back, like everyone's kind of moved on from you. They don't forget about you. Obviously, everyone sees you and, you know, they see what you're doing out there, but they kind of forget what it's like to have you in their lives.
It's like you go out on the road and your life is just all about like traveling and playing gigs and then all of a sudden you get back home and you see when things really changed. Making music now is like, back then the way that your deals of making records is like structured in a way where it's like, here's an album, here's an album, here's an album. Now there's so many different ways. It doesn't really matter like if waiting for something like manufacturing or something like that. It's like you don't have to be stuck in someone else's way of doing things or other people's expectations. You can just kind of go with the flow with whatever you feel like. Right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. If you feel really strongly about a certain thing, you do that shit. The life that he has, no one ever has lived and will never live, ever. He's the only person that's ever gonna live that. And so no one can know except this dude. And the fact that like, he's still sane, he's still gorgeous, he's still him, having gone through all this shit, it's just like, I don't know.
My life could have definitely gone in a different direction. And I'm just glad I'm able to do the things that I love to do, and people show up. It's okay to be pretty, you know, but
I love that.
But it's okay to be ugly, you know. That's one thing I really like what you said to your fans. I think it saves lives, you know. I do.